Yo, what's up, Figures of Action Reviews? And we are here at The Deep Comics, Games, and Toys. And that not only have comics, but they have a lot of great action figure selections and figure selections as well. So we're going to run up in here and see what they have today. Hopefully, man, they don't mind, what I'm saying, us roaming around with the camera because, just got to ask before we do that. All right, let's see what they got. So here I have to do a voiceover because the music in the store was really loud and don't want to catch that copyright strike. Once again, this is The Deep Comics, Games, and Toys in Huntsville, Alabama. This is where I come to fill up on my comics and get all the needs and issues that I'm missing. I recently started collecting the X Factor, X Force, and the X-Men Volume 3 line, and I can tell you at a time I was coming in getting like 20 to 50 comics at a time walking in here. That's just how much they have. Up on that shelf was a lot of the retro comics and hard to find issues. Man, they have some comics up by the door that are over $7,000. Would you believe that? Trust me. Here, this wall right here, this is where they keep some of the hard to find figures that are no longer or in retail circulation. The only way you find them is by a reseller, or you're gonna find them on some website that's highly jacked up in price. I'm not a big fan of Super 7. I don't know. There's just something about the figures that just don't hit with me. So, I mean, I think they look nice, just not my cup of tea. That Doc Ock, I wanted that Doc Ock. And then I found out that he can't raise his arms above his head. And it kind of totally turned me off. And I was like, nope, it was bad enough that you was paying for an Aunt May you don't want. But then you got Doc Ock and his articulation was crap. So it's like, nah. Some more figures, loose figures. These figures are actually traded in by people who come in. Look at that. Duke. Classified Duke is $34.99 in plastic. That's crazy. So glad that retro card Duke came out, so you don't have to pay $35 for a older Duke that came with a Nerf gun. That Storm Shadow, $44. Crazy. Now this Junk Claw Van Damme Bloodsport figure, I thought that was really cool because the body figure they use for him has a lot of articulation. Moondragon and Drax. I think Moondragon looks really cool. However, I am not liking that version of Drax doesn't hit with me, so I wasn't interested in getting it. More of the rare to find wall. A lot of the figures that that are like some retro figures. Also, figures that came out that people bought up and are hard to find now. If you looked at, I don't know if I got it, but I think that's Electro back there, and I know for a fact Electro costs an arm and a leg now. That Spider-Man Electro, dude, people are charging an arm and a leg for this dude, bruh. Look at this, just wall-to-wall comics, games and toys, yo. Man, I mean, they got figures galore. They got the Motu stuff. Now, honestly, we've seen a lot of the Motu stuff on sale and on clearance through Walmart, Target, and Ross. So, especially this line of Motu and the, I think it's the New Eternia and the Revelation figures. Those have been on sale. They've been at Five Below as well. That Manny Faces, I know I've seen him at Five Below recently. I thought this robot was pretty cool. I was thinking about getting him for my son, but I just went into the price though. So as you can see, man, they got a wide range of selection. They have a lot of McFarlane figures. Although I used to collect McFarlane, but I stopped. And the reason why I stopped collecting McFarlane figures is because the lack of accessories, and I just didn't like the 7-inch scale anymore. It just became too weird when I'm trying to place them next to like my G.I. Joes and my Marvel Legends. Superman was just like towering over everybody. I'm like, yeah, nah. But it was basically the lack of accessories that did it for me, and the size. So I'm a 112 6-inch scale guy. That's what I like. Everybody has their likes and dislikes. There's those Marvel Infinity Saga figures. Recently, I know we saw that Iron Man. He was at Target for $7. By the time I got to my Target, he was all gone. I mean, people ran in there and just bought him out. A lot of older McFarlane figures that we've seen in Walmart and Target that are no longer there anymore. I know a lot of people like that. They love McFarlane figures. So I mean, to each their own. These Dungeons and Dragons figures, now NECA does it right. Now they may be on the pricier side, but I mean, if you look at all these accessories that come in that box,
can you really argue with the price when you go back and look at a McFarlane figure and all you getting is like one pair of hands and maybe one or two accessories, but then you're definitely getting a stand and a card? Like, no. A couple of G.I. Joe figures. Hey, if you're looking for those Crimson Bats, I can tell you right now, Kids Warehouse has those Crimson Bats for like $12.99. I bought about 5 of them. And there's that Rakondo, the Tiger Force Rakondo, which I think his Tiger Force color looks better than his retro card. Another Dungeons and Dragons figure. Now that I think is crazy. That's a bit pricey. They look good, but a bit too pricey. But then again, you get a lot of accessories with it, so you know somebody's buying them. Paz Vizsla. I think this dude was so cool in The Mandalorian when he dropped down with that heavy gun and just started blasting away, man. You can't tell me that dude went bad. The Marvel Legends wall, that Iron Man, I know for a fact that Iron Man, if you saw him in Ollie's, you're correct. I seen him in Ollie's too. He was $9.99. The Deep doesn't really run a clearance section. Like all of their figures are full price, but once again, you're talking about buying figures that you may or may not be able to find anymore. So, you know, the best of luck to anybody. Once again, there's Fire Lord, and he was at Ross. I think he was either $4 or $5.99. We saw that Falcon at Ollie's. Oh man, I will tell you, those Diamond Select figures look really good. However, they're just too tall for me. And when it comes to space, man, the 6-inch scale figures, I think they scale better. They give you a lot more space to work with versus those 7-inch figures, because they can be kind of bulky, especially when you're talking about the mega figs, you know, like Man Bab and who else? I think I can't really think of his name. It's right here on the tip of my tongue. I don't know why I don't know why I be forgetting stuff sometimes, you know. But a lot of the McFarlane figures, you know, when they make those mega figs, they're just too big. Siren, I would never buy Siren at full price. Now, let's move on to Walmart. And this Walmart that I'm in has 2 clearance sections. And here's Shadow High. These dolls crazily are almost $40, and then they went down to $11. Now, when I came in, there was a lady who was actually switching out the clearance tags, and she was switching out the tags on the Rainbow High dolls, and they were actually $7 and not $11. So sometimes you have to, you know, scan the actual barcode and use the app, and it'll tell you. Now, one thing Walmart does do is they'll like sort of kind of, you know, lower the price a little bit. As you just saw with those Fortnite figures, they were like $24, and they just like knocked it down to $22. But they do that so they can put it in the clearance aisle and make space for a lot of other stuff in the actual toy aisle. I don't know who's buying this Bumblebee, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Transformers collector, but $13 from $34, that's pretty cool. Now, honestly, I can tell you, once I looked at the back and saw what that figure does, I was like, this figure is basically a brick. Like, there's no articulation in that. I wouldn't pay $34 for that, but it's down to $13, so somebody want it. I know we've seen these Super Mario Brother figures as low as $5, and they've been at Ross. I've also seen them on sale at Target as well for like $5 or like $7 or something like that. I know they had a lot of Lego figures and Lego sets. I looked at this and then I was like, this thing was $100 at one point? That's crazy. I mean, $60 I think is high for Legos, but $100? What does that thing do? Like, what all does it come with? I mean, all you're doing is piecing together parts. I mean, but I guess Lego is highly sought after. Some Barbies. So if you looking for stuff for your daughters or you're a collector yourself, hey, scroll through Walmart. You never know. These Monster High dolls were $9 when they are naturally like $24.99. And this is the way to do it, folks. This is the way to do it for your kids. I have 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl, and they're young. So I come through here all the time, and I pick up dolls for the low. I pick them up for the low. I'm not paying all those high prices. I learned my lesson. Look at that. Got the X-Men figs for $7. I'm not sure if they were $10 regularly, but I don't know. I think they were a little higher than that. But the Power Rangers figures as well. Now, I'd rather get those Power Rangers figures from Ollie's. or from Ross, really from Ross, because they're like $4.99 at Ross. Some more Lego figures. But like I was saying, do your shopping in the clearance aisle. Do your shopping in the clearance aisle. Do yourself a favor. Do your wallet a favor and shop in the clearance aisle, because that's what I do. Like, I get all these Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. I get them out of the clearance aisle. I go through that throughout the year, and I'll just start picking up stuff because I know what my kids like. And so I'm not going to pay full price for a lot of stuff, especially when the same things, I've done it. Bought something for the kids, came back into Walmart and saw the same thing that I paid $30 for, marked down to $8. And bro, I can tell you, I felt stupid. But yeah, so this is just the first clearance aisle. And I thought that was pretty cool that they had this Star Wars, the Mandalorian transport for $5. Now, if I was a Star Wars fan and I collected Star Wars, I definitely would have put that in the buggy. But somebody will come along and grab it. Somebody will come and get it. They got a lot of cool stuff, man. They had a lot of, I can tell you, it's a lot more toys in here than what it was a month ago, because I think a month ago it was just like toy shovels and beach toys on that aisle, and now you got like the Stranger Things pizza van for $5. It's a pizza van, bro. So yeah, and you got the Marvel Legends, the Lego set for Wolverine. You got the Batmobile Lego set. A discount is a discount when it's properly priced. Like, I mean, like lower than 10 on the average price. This right here is crazy. This Batwing and this Supermobile have been sitting in that. This is the second clearance aisle, right? It's been sitting on that clearance aisle for over 7 months. Just along with those Dungeons and Dragons figures. Like I said, Walmart will sometimes mark down those some of those toys just slightly so they can justify putting them in the clearance aisle, and it's called a fake clearance to me, because there's nothing, there's no clearance about that. You know, I'm serious. Like, even these Marvel Legends figures, those have been sitting on that same shelf for over 7 months. And I know because I come in this store day after day. Sometimes I go right after work, because it's like as soon as I leave work, that Walmart's down the street from me, and I'll pop through there and see what they have. And they've just been sitting there, and I don't know why Walmart just won't mark them down. Now, I say the best for last, because here's that NECA section, and you know as well as I know, if you browse the NECA section in Walmart, they rarely, I know my Walmart has rarely run a sale and run a clearance on these figures. Look at those NECA figures, man. You got the Master Splinter and the Shredder NECA figure for $25 with the cloth material, all those accessories. You look, one G.I. Joe figure at regular price is $24.99, and for $25 you get 2 figures and all those accessories. That is a deal. That is a steal of a deal. You got Hamato Yoshi and a Roko Saki in there. I almost grabbed this Raphael and that motorbike because he's 6 inches and I wanted that bike. I wanted to get that bike, but I know Walmart. If that doesn't sell, they're gonna mark it down again on another Thursday. You have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Monster series for $20. I've seen those as low as $12, because I've caught like a Monster Raphael and a Monster Michelangelo for like $12. Some more McFarlane figures on sale. And I mean, this is a great find, because Walmart rarely puts those toys in that NECA section out. They rarely put them on sale. They rarely go on clearance. But apparently, maybe they must be making up room for some new stock, some new add-ins that they got coming. They just trying to get them off the shelves and get rid of them. I do know if they don't sell them, then they like take them and put them in those boxes that they sell, like those big boxes of random stuff. But that's pretty much it, man. This, what you see right now, is pretty much it. So have at it.